Right, so let's look at the math behind asking your reps to cold call. I think business owners, sales leaders, especially those who have had success with cold calling in their past career, are constantly asking their reps to make sales calls, make cold calls specifically. But it can't just be a one-off effort to make this work. So I just want to give you a little bit of data behind, you know, what that means when we're actually making cold calls. So assuming, let's say you're using your mobile phone, you make 100 calls with really good, accurate data. So by really good data, I don't mean you can get phone numbers from some of the bad databases or you're just calling corporate. I mean, you're getting to mobiles and directs, and it's like 80-90% accurate, at a minimum. So you make 100 phone calls. On average, depending on the personas that you're reaching out to, you're going to have 3 to 8 conversations out of those 100 calls. So 3 to 8 conversations, let's just say on average, that's five. So for every 100 calls you make, you have 5 conversations. Now, let's assume you're asking your reps to make 20 cold calls a day, which is probably more than they're making right now. So that's 20 cold calls. That's 5 conversations per week. So now you have to look at conversions, right? How many conversations does your team need to make to actually book a meeting or get somebody who's interested? So uh, on average, trying to keep that number between 5 to 10% is a good idea. So that means at a 5% conversion, you need to make 200 calls to get one meeting, which means you need to do 2 weeks of calling at 20 calls per day to get there. So that's 2 meetings a month. That does not move the needle in any way. So that's with what I'll call a regular setup. You have good data, you're manually calling, and that that's kind of how the numbers work out. So when you're asking your reps to make calls, you know, how can you have more conversations? Uh, you know, how can you make sure that it goes quicker or you're giving them the technology to do it? This is with good data. If you don't have good data, you really have no chance. So just asking your reps to call, make 20, 30 calls a day, just know that's not moving the needle in any capacity.